I have been using pocket notebooks for about 9 years now. I've been journaling as a practice for around 13, but I use my pocket notebooks very sporadically over the years, and I didn't have a system set up until about a couple of years ago. Now, when I thought that I wanted to use my phone less, what I realized is I wanted to have a little bit more sense of calm, a little more clarity about what I was doing and where I was going, and I wanted to have some consistency when it came to taking actions. How many times have you unlocked your phone trying to do something, one thing, and ended up doing 5 other things that wasn't that thing, and even forgetting what the thing was that you were trying to do? That's not the kind of relationship I want to have with my tools. So over the last couple of years, I've developed these 10 different ways, kind of like apps, systems, to take a job away from my phone, put it into my pocket notebook here. Actually, I have 2 different types of pocket notebooks here. So I want to make this video to share with you these 10 ways that I've been able to get more calm, clarity, and consistency with my pocket notebooks. Up first is what I call my parcel tracker, or like my package tracker. If you buy things online and they end up at your house, you're usually in between like looking at like, oh, when's this thing supposed to show up? Did it arrive on time? Is it delayed? Will I get this before I leave my house and have to go travel? I'm dealing with this right now as I'm recording. But in the past, I would check my phone a lot for like an update on a package, whether that was going to my email, using a specific app, or building like a template in Notion to like track all that stuff. So what I started doing was just creating a page in my pocket notebook that had just like the name of the thing that's supposed to come, a little checkbox next to it, and the date I expect it to show up. So just like 3 little pieces of information, putting it all on a list, checking it off when it comes. If something gets messed up, it's okay. I'll like cross it out, update that thing. And the mess ends up being a signifier. That was one of the things I had to get over very early on in this like journey, is like, it's okay to like get started and want like a really clean notebook, but when it gets messed up, that's actually a good thing. It's a signifier that like, yeah, there's something going on here. You might need to pay a little more attention to it. But again, it's not distracting, right? Like I go here, check in with like the package tracker, the parcel tracker, get in, get out, and go on with my life. Now you'll see as this progresses, right? Like I'm still using my phone or my laptop to maybe get the original information for that package. And yes, I may see an update about it when I check my email, which I have a few waypoints scheduled throughout my day. So this isn't about entirely replacing your phone. This is about becoming sort of that first line of defense and allowing you to have that job of going, oh yeah, I know this package is showing up on Tuesday and it's Monday, so I'll check in tomorrow and see if I have an email about it coming, whether it's arrived or whatever, right? It's not about getting rid of your phone or your technology entirely, but it's allowing you to just spend a lot less time with your technology and be really precise when you do use your technology. Be really effective when you use your technology. All right, second up on this list is a reading list. I love carrying around my reading list in my pocket notebook. I'm thumbing to it right now. So I read about 50 books every single year. I like keeping track of all that in my pocket notebook. This is like my Leuchtturm notebook that I keep with me pretty much at all times. So there's 2 really good things about this. The first thing is if I'm ever like feeling like, oh, I want to do something with my mind, I just pop open my reading list and remember, oh yeah, I want to read this book, or I've queued this thing up, whatever. And this just immediately tells me like, okay, yeah, go pick up a book or go pick up my Kindle, right? So I'm not like doom scrolling or anything like that. Very nice. So this is like a tool that is connecting me to other tools that are not tech. It's helping remind me that like, oh yeah, you have some books that you want to read this year, go read them. The other nice thing about this is like it allows me to choose or get excited about something that's coming up. Like I was really excited to read the Father Brown series by G.K. Chesterton. Some stuff happened at the beginning of the year. I ended up reading Everlasting Man instead, reading like Tusculum Disputations by Cicero. I eventually got to the Father Brown series. I just finished The Innocence of Father Brown. Oh, so much fun. But just having all that tracked here and just like kind of feeling like, okay, I have like a vision for the things I want to read. I roughly know what I'm checking off. It's April. I'm sure I'm going to add more to this list as the year goes on, and it's fun to just cumulatively see like, okay, yeah, I've read about 9 books so far this year. A little bit behind, but that's okay. I don't need to hit the 50, right? The 50 is just like an average number. If I read 43 books this year and I'm really happy with everything that I read and I got to spend time and feel like I've learned something or grown in some way from those books, great. But this allows me to do that. Of course, sat down to record and there's a trash truck that needs to do its business immediately, right now, at this very moment. Let's see if this is gonna get finished anytime soon. Amazing. It's slightly further away. Hopefully it won't be picked up. Number 3 on this list, I'm calling research and prompts, whether it's like doing the ye old Google search now, or you're thinking about like prompting an AI, having a conversation, trying to do some research about something. I've found it really good to write down what it is I'm trying to get or what I'm trying to accomplish from my research, the questions I want to ask, where I hope it will take me, or like the parameters of what I'm trying to achieve. The reason why this has been important for me is, one, it allows me to develop a thought more deeply and have less back and forth with like a search engine or some type of AI conversation like ChatGPT. It helps make that research a little more personal, allows me to feel like I've reached a goal, accomplished something. And then it's also allowed me to like then go off and have fun, because before I would go be trying to research something about my family history and end up like spending an hour researching the origins of paella. What I really wanted to try to find out is like what Carlist War did my family flee Spain from to go to Mexico however many 150 years ago. Now, learning about paella, amazing, but if I'm trying to like learn about my family, you should know about your family and your food, I guess, at the same time, but just having a little bit more clarity about like what's the objective here if I'm using this particular tool where, again, I can go down a rabbit hole and be completely lost, lose an entire day, just like, this is helpful. This keeps me on track when it comes to like using prompts, research stuff, search engines, all that fun stuff. Number 4 on this list is about messages and what I'm gonna call like encouragement, because like you ever just have someone pop into your head and you're like, oh, I need to follow up with them. I need to send that person a message, let them know I'm thinking about them. Before the Pocket Notebook, one of 2 things would happen. I would either completely just like let that thought go out into the ether and never actually reach out to that person that I was thinking of, or worse, I would try to send that person like a message while you're like in line at the grocery store and like you're up next and you're like doing this like half thing where you're just like, how are you? Being able to put that person down in my Pocket Notebook, like just thinking about them for like 60 seconds and being like, oh yeah, this person I could encourage in being a parent or spouse or in their career or in some endeavor that they have in their personal life. Like that, I feel like deepens relationships and is way more valuable than just asking people like, how you doing, right? Like, my Spanish speakers and Dutch speakers will know. I'm sure there's plenty of other like languages around the world, cultures around the world, where like it's just not okay to just randomly ask people like, how you doing? You know, that's a very like Joey from Friends thing. This kind of method of just like taking a moment to like sit with like the thought of a person, recall, like bring to mind like what it is that they care about, what they're excited about, and engage them on that topic, on that thing, and invite them to express about that particular topic. That is what deepens relationships. That's what allows, at least in my experience, me to have deeper, more like fulfilling relationships. Am I losing all my light here in this video already? I have like a lot of artificial light, but then there's a big window over here. It's a whole thing, whatever. Everything is against me in making this video right now. Okay, is that a little bit better? I cranked the light a little bit. Fine, let's do it. Number 5, this is gonna sound really easy, but it's just using your Pocket Notebook as a calendar. Paper calendars are like one of the oldest things that like paper has been used for, right? I usually just keep it simple. I'll have some dates so they line up with the days of the week, synchronize that whole solar lunar calendar thing in my brain. And then usually I'll just call out important dates, put things like from the liturgical calendar on there. Shout out to like Unified Easter this year. Who's pumped on that? Yeah. Or like birthdays, just things that are like family holidays, stuff where you're gonna spend time with your family. Some of you know my mom passed this past Advent season, and when I found her old little field notes, like her old like journals, before field notes even existed, right? I was thumbing through some of them and I found the day that I was born, and all my mom did was just draw a little heart around that day. And that's just something you can't do in a phone. You'll never, like, you're not gonna get that same experience, you know? And it's just like, ooh. Gets me the feels every time. Making time really personal to yourself. If you figure out like the structure, the feel of that, but not only can that be, I think, really powerful for you when you sort of leave these little things behind and your kids find them, that can be something really special. It's been at least very special for me. I'm like a 4th generation field notser, 4th generation pocket notebooker. Okay, up next is just journaling. Right? So like, I love noting down little ideas and just being in different places and just like jotting down little things. In my last video, I talked about this Ansaldo video that I started making, inspired by this Spanish fighter pilot from the Spanish Civil War. I could probably fill this entire channel with different videos about different ways to journal. I might make a few more videos at least about that. But for this particular video, just thinking about like journaling in a smaller form factor. I used to use like an A5 size notebook all the time. I'm mostly journaling in a pocket notebook now. So like even like when I sit down to like do a devotional or think through something, or I just want to note something from the day, I'm doing that in the pocket notebook. And I'm just finding that that's just really fun. Connecting ideas, developing ideas, see what's inside of yourself, see what's out there in your world, and just write to bring more of what you want in your world into your life, you know? Up next, the humble to-do list. So some of these things are really simple, right? But what I found is combining all of these things into one particular notebook, right? Like you got the journal, you got the calendar, you're writing little notes about people you want to send messages to and encourage. You have like research ideas and prompts, and like you have things about your packages that are coming. All these things end up making this really valuable and usable. So then when you go just make the to-do list and you're like, oh, I never look at that to-do list, or if I put that in a notebook, I'm not thinking about it. If you're thumbing through this thing every single day, using it as a tool for these other things, this ends up becoming the best to-do list ever. It's so much more focused. It's so easy. It's so satisfying to like actually physically check something off rather than like pushing like a checkbox on your screen. I personally love using this thing as a checklist. Getting my little to-dos done, crossing them off, moving on to the next one, and then having like a very easy way to like look back and go, oh yeah, back in February, I did this thing, or oh shoot, I didn't do this thing, I need to move that forward and make this thing happen. Very simple, very easy to do. I'm gonna give this its own category, even though I talked a little bit about in the journaling section, is like having a devotional space or having a place where you can do some like reading reflection type stuff. For me, I've given my life to this whole Christianity thing as my forefathers before me, long line of Spanish mystics, Mexicans in the jungle doing their thing. And that's been really rewarding for me to do my reflections, keep those on me when I do a devotional or go through like a novena, whatever it is. I find that having a little space to jot down those thoughts, even just something as like simple as praying the rosary, any prayer really, kind of like talking about praying for other people, when you come back to those things, continue to reflect on them. I feel like it's not cool to talk about having a spiritual life, but everyone's got a soul. It's the real. And that's the way that I develop that part of myself in my notebook. Just give myself a little space to have that devotional time, whether it's reading something in the Bible, whether it's reading stuff from the saints or doing something like a novena or a rosary, whatever it is, the thing that I'm doing to develop my soul, spend a little time with Jesus, see what he's all about and what he wants for me, you know? Maybe it's not cool, but it's one of those things that's just like a pillar for me. I love it. Connects me to my family, my ancestors. Yeah, inspires me to be a better person, and it helps me be the person I want to be. All right, number 9. We're getting to the end of this list. Number 9 is all about travel. I love just moving my whole itinerary into like a spread in my pocket notebook. So a couple months ago, I was flying. I think I rode the train. Yeah, I rode the train back in January. I just had all of my like times and like my confirmation codes. I'll write down the weather of when I'm supposed to be leaving, or like what the weather's gonna be like when I'm at a station or an airport. Putting down addresses of like Airbnbs or hotels or friends' houses that I'm going to. Traveling again this week. I'm gonna be down in Boise, in the capital of our state. Staying with my wife's cousin for a night, and we're gonna be going down there as a family. And I'm like, I've never been to her Gracie's house. I need Gracie's address. I don't think Gracie watches these videos. It'd be rad if she did. But to have all this information in one place, just I find makes travel so much more enjoyable, right? Like I'm not thumbing through my phone, like fighting off notifications and all this stuff to like get to like a ticket or information, or like get into like some hotel app I haven't used in like 6 months. And like having it all in one place just allows me to flip to that spread or throw a bookmark on that spread and just go, oh yeah, this is the information that I need for this trip at this time. I'll also usually put like a note section there so I can like note certain things about a trip. If like a flight was delayed, I need to follow up, get like a reimbursement, whatever. Having all of that here just like brings a ton of calm to any travel situation. I've only been doing this really for like the last year, and it has just radically changed my travel. I feel like travel has become way more calm by just having it like all down and like aggregated in one place. There's no notifications, and yeah, it just makes things really simple. The last bit here with the pocket notebook is using it for project management, or I'll even devote something like a field notes or some type of pocket notebook just to a single projects. Sometimes I'll have smaller projects in a pocket notebook, but we're doing things right now like remodeling our house. We're actually building our homestead, which is a whole other separate thing. I'm helping my in-laws move to our neck of the woods so they can help out with our kids. I have a kid on the way. I'm also running this whole thing as like a business. All of those things are projects. They're a lot more than just to-dos or grocery lists. And having a space where I can go, oh yes, in this particular pocket notebook with this cover or this sticker on it, whatever it is, just that visual indication that, yeah, there's a project here. And when these things are done, this thing is done, I can archive it, I can retire it. It just gives me like a sense of like peace that there will be some finality with these things, especially like bigger projects like remodeling a house or like stuff about like getting ready for another kid. Having a space to put things, right? Like I know Tiago Forte talks about like the second brain stuff. I like the saying from David Allen, which is like your head's for having ideas, not holding them, right? Like this is for me, not necessarily a second brain, but it's a place where it can hold all those ideas. So I can have a lot more calm when I come here. I have that consistency to know that like, yep, that's where all the stuff is for that one project. When I close this book, I don't need to think about it anymore. If something comes to mind, put it in there, and it's out of sight, out of mind, knowing that I can easily get back to this particular pocket notebook. So with that, those were 10 ways that I use my pocket notebooks to take things away from my phone. So my phone's not taking me away from living life and enjoying time with my friends, my family, getting things done, getting the things done that I want to get done for my life. Links down below for these pocket notebooks. I'm mostly using Field Notes and Leuchtturm. I'm a big fan of Lamy pens and stuff that like Studio Neat is doing. I'll link everything that I use down below. This video is not sponsored, so if you do grab anything from the affiliate links down below, that'll help support this channel. Do you have a particular job here that I did not mention that would be a good idea for all of us to know about? Leave it down in the comments below how you use your pocket notebook. How do you get that sense of like calm and consistency and like just enjoy life more without a phone? The pocket notebook, it's a good deal. To everyone who has subscribed to this channel, thank you so much. And if you haven't yet, I would just love it if you did. It really helps me out. Be kind both in life and in the comments below, and like this video to send good vibes across the internet. We'll do it again soon, all right, everyone? Later.